You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.
Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name is Johnny Chandler. I'm the owner of KCCC 930 AM and the host of Community Forum. And with me today, I have a whole host of students, as well as a choir director with me from the Carlsbad Early College High School. So how are y'all doing today?
We're doing great, Johnny, and we've had a choir at the school for 9 years, and it's been a big project of mine, and I love it.
All right, excellent. So I'll get into a little bit about how you got into choir and why you love it, of course, but I want to kind of go around the table. I'm going to start with our seniors, right? Correct? So I have Star Romo. Star Romo is a senior. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing really well. So the question for you, is every early college student also a Carlsbad High School student?
No. So basically we're all by ourselves in the college, so it's a whole different experience from the high school.
Okay, but it's still for high school credit, or is it just college credit?
Both.
Both, okay. I don't think they had that when I was going to high school with Robin. You know what I mean? I don't remember that being the case. So, and then I also have with us is Francisco Terrazas.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
All right, no problem. I pronounced that correctly?
Yes.
All right, cool. So you're a senior as well?
Yes.
All right, and then, so tell me real quick, what is it about the early college choir that you enjoy so much?
So we don't really get that many activities at the early college, so it's mostly like core classes because we're trying to get through high school quick in the first 2 years of high school. So I just wanted to get like a stress reliever. And I love singing. So
all right, excellent. So is he considered a baritone, Robin? Does he have a deep voice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's a very good baritone.
So when I was 17, I never inquired, but I was in ROTC, I remember, and I had a very high, squeaky voice at that age still, right? So everybody made fun of me. But then it wasn't until a few years later that it just got completely flipped and got super deep. You know what I mean? So it's just like, so good for you, man, because I was still very squeaky at your age. All right, we have Angelique Mata.
Hi, hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. So you are also a senior at the early college?
Yes.
Okay, and what inspired you to be into choir, and how long have you been singing in choir?
I've been in choirs since like 6th grade, and every year I try to be in a choir, and normally I've had some pretty bad luck with choir teachers, and staying in the early college choir was just amazing because Miss Irving's always here for us, and she really puts us out into the community and really tries for us.
Okay, I'm so glad you didn't name any other choir teachers in the community, considering how much you love Robin. So that's very.
I don't think they're in the community anymore.
Okay, all right, good. If you're listening, she loved you all right now. And then our last student that's with us today, she's a junior, yes, right? Is Ethne Flores. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Great. So, how long have you? So the early choir. I'm gonna ask you a question about this. So you're a junior in high school, but then you're also like a freshman in college at the same time. How does that work out?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So is that double math classes and double English classes, or just a higher level of it?
It depends.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead. Yeah, Robin, save us. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't. Yeah, so I'm completely confused as well.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, and at the very beginning of the junior year, we're just kind of experiencing this for our juniors, so she hasn't really gotten a chance to get started yet. But the goal is for students to complete most of their high school credits in their freshman and their sophomore year. Okay. So by the time they're going into junior year, they start to really take the college classes that are offered by SENMC. And some of those classes are online and some are in person. And so they get a lot of their credits for the college in their junior and their senior year at our school.
All right. So it's almost like skipping a grade, maybe, right? I mean, because you learn, so you can spread out high school over 4 years, right? If the government wanted to, they could spread out high school over 6 or 8 if they truly wanted to, right? But that means that you can also condense it down to a couple of years, right? Yes. Still get the level of education necessary to move on and take college level classes, right?
It's like condensing things. It's like the first 2 years are basically focused on finishing your high school classes.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 years are more focused in college classes.
Okay, so then whenever you're done with the early college, you're going to whatever higher education institution you want, a different one, right? And you can start right away in the career path that you want instead of having to do the 2 years of the math and the English.
Right. The goal of early college is to graduate with your associate's degree.
Right, exactly. So
and end up getting that about a week before your high school diploma, which is pretty neat.
Wow, that's very neat. That kind of sounds backwards a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I think the fact that I had to take entry-level math, or if you're freshman college-level math, probably dropped my grade point average tremendously, right? I cannot add, I cannot subtract. I'm not very good at any of that. So it would have been nice to have like that supervision and that level and then go right into the career, because I literally didn't start being a journalist and any of the journalism stuff that I did after I graduated until my junior year, right? And then I had to take all the standard classes, and so I guess I was better for it, but I still can't do math, so I'm not sure I was, So let's talk about this early college, high school. You said this is 9th year of having the choir, right, Robin?
That's right.
Okay, so you guys do something. I mean, the whole point of them coming on is to learn about the early college, but also you guys have a pretty amazing trip coming up soon, I imagine, right? I assume. That's why you're here.
Yes, we sure do.
All right, what's the trip?
So this choir, in this past school year, we got an extraordinary opportunity to audition for a Carnegie Hall Invitational, and that's a program that's organized through a group called DCINY, which is Distinguished Concerts International New York, and they're based in New York, and their goal is to partner student organizations and choirs and bands and orchestras with high-level conductors and guests and residents, and to put on shows in places like Carnegie Hall.
All right, so it's a real privilege, right?
It sure is.
Is this a privilege that you can get every year, or is this a privilege that comes around every once in a while, or like did you have to you had to audition, so you had to earn it, you have to work hard to get it too? But like how common is this?
Well, the opportunities are there. This one piqued my interest because of who we're going to get to work with, and that's a Norwegian composer named Ola Gjeilo. And he's a modern living composer. He does a lot of work in choral settings. Also, he's a pianist, so he records solo piano. Has done some of his music in the past too, and that just sounded too good to pass up. So once I found out about it, I started to research it and find out, what would it take to get our choir involved in that and to be one of the several choirs that gets to meet at Carnegie and do the piece. And so I worked with DCINY, and they asked for an audition video, and so I provided 3 of them. That was overkill, but I did it anyway. Said, we're going to win this. And we did. And so they'll have several choirs that come having learned the piece of music that we're going to work on, written by Ola Gjeilo. And once the choirs get together, then we'll spend a few days rehearsing all that music in November, and then putting on the world premiere of the piece in November.
Francisco, do you remember practicing, and you remember the audition tapes, right, when you guys were singing? Do you remember when they were taking the video, or did Robin kind of do it on the slide to make you not nervous?
Well, this opportunity, she told us just randomly, and so then we didn't really record an audition piece. She just took recorded pieces that we've done in the past and sent them on.
Okay. So she did it on the slide, yes. Right? Yeah.
She's always prepared.
Yeah, right. Because you could get nervous, right? Angelique, tell me, you could get nervous, but if you're just doing it like a regular day, then do you think it would have felt different if you'd have known?
Oh yeah, I mean, our choir performs way different when we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So she just took recordings from performances that we had done in the past with a different choir and everything, but she just sent them in, and it was amazing because I came in, I had missed a few days. I didn't know about the Carnegie opportunity until we had already gotten in.
Right.
And we had already been approved to go.
Right. You guys should have held it from her for as long as possible. Stars, you'll be everybody just laughing at her for weeks because she doesn't know. That would be great. So, Star, what audition tapes do you know which ones she submitted?
I know it was the Elvis Presley one. Which one was that one?
Peace in the Valley.
Yes. And then I don't know what the other ones. I just know the Peace in the Valley one.
Yeah.
They're still living in secrecy, I think.
Right, yeah.
It was all performances from this school year, so it featured everybody around this table. They were all in those performances.
And so when the choir does a performance, where do you guys, and anybody can answer this, of course, and we can talk over each other too if we'd like, not a big deal, right? So where do you guys perform? Are you guys at PR Leva for the performance because they have the great auditorium and the piano? Is that where you traditionally perform for the public?
That's traditionally where we do our fall concert, and we partner with Carlsbad High School and the junior high choirs as well to do the fall performance. That's usually the only time we perform in PR Leva except for graduation, and we consider that a performance because we're singing on stage.
Right, yeah.
But we also use our own classroom over at the college, and we do our Christmas concert there. And we try to put on several community performances. We usually do about 20 performances a year, but they're all over town, and they're for different purposes.
Sure.
So.
All right, excellent. You guys, if I remember correctly, didn't you recently perform at a breakfast or something like that? Or what breakfast was that? Anybody want to tell me? Ethne, do you know?
A pancake breakfast.
The pancake breakfast. So you guys are singing for people eating pancakes in the morning?
Yes.
I think that's excellent. I remember hearing something about that, which I think is great. So What songs do you plan on performing in Carnegie Hall? You're there, you're in. You have to raise the funds to get there. So let's get that stuff out of the way. Let's talk about a little bit about how you guys are raising money, the best way for somebody to help you raise money. Obviously, you'll be able to go to KCCC 9:30 a.m. and find a link to help you guys raise money as well. So give us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, we're doing it a few different ways. We're raising money collectively as a choir, and then also the students are raising money individually too. So we've done some different activities so far. One of those things was a recent rummage sale that we hosted over at our school at the college. And that was really well attended, and all of these guys around the table worked really hard to collect the donations for that and bring in things that we could sell. And we asked the community for their help in providing things that we could sell, and it was a lot of fun. And we had a good time, and we learned a lot, didn't we, about how to host a rummage sale.
So give me a little bit of that, right? I mean, I think Star, you kind of had a reaction to that. You know, we're going to be saying, what did you learn about a rummage sale?
It wasn't as stressful as I thought it would be. It was very organized. It was just the day that we had to had to prepare everything. I started folding clothes like frantically. I was like, I needed to look nice. And then at the end of the rummage sale, it was a complete disaster.
Yeah, right. So have any of you, you're younger people, have any of you had a job in retail or anything like that? Like if any of you, like if you work at a Walmart ever, right, which I did when I was a young person before I found my career, that's what happens all day, every day, right? You never been in a Walmart and just messed everything up and then left, right? And all the clothes and everything. And then the worker has to go back and fold it all. So a rummage sale is like a Walmart on steroids. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's just what happens. Francisco, what was your experience with the rummage sale?
It was very stressful to see all the stuff that was there, but it was very fun to like see people go through all the stuff and then buy stuff and collect the money. I saw the money.
Angelique, where did you guys get most of your items to sell?
Most of it was clothes. People, certain like members of the choir would just bring in like big bags, and then we had, I think it was a teacher from the choir director from the 6th grade academy. She brought a bunch of like new clothes and a bunch of like in packages still, and it was just mostly like the choir kids donating all of their like clothes. Right. Like people cleaned out their closet and then came with trash bags full.
Ethne, did you participated all day in that?
Yes, I did participate. I also sold breakfast burritos.
All right. Did you make the breakfast burritos too?
Me and my mom made breakfast burritos, and
they were amazing.
Well, I have not. I mean, this is pre-recorded, right? Everybody knows the listening that we pre-recorded, but it's about 10:30 or so, and I haven't eaten yet today. So you're talking about breakfast burritos.
You should have brought Johnny some.
Yeah, you should have brought me one of your homemade breakfast burritos. You absolutely should. Okay, so how much did we raise for the rummage sale?
Well, it was close to 3,000
wow.
because we got some donations as well as people buying the merchandise. So we did really well. I was hoping just to get 2,000 out of that. So we did better than what our goal was. We were very proud of what we did.
Now, I think that the goal, the expense of this trip is not a small one, I believe, from the number that I saw, right? So how much? So one of the students, tell me how much it is. Do you guys know how much it is?
If you buy like the most expensive trip insurance, it's $3,300 per person.
$3,300 per person.
We have to have 20 singers.
Okay.
Going.
Minimum of 20 at $3,300 a person. Remember, I'm no good at math, but you guys are already in the early college. Somebody tell me how much money that is.
I barely passed math.
Okay.
Someone pull out their calculator.
Well, with all of the expenses put together.
Everything combined. I assume that Robin knew.
We were looking at an original price tag of about $65,000.
Okay.
And at this point in our fundraising, we're at about the $53,000 mark that we still need to raise about $53,000.
Okay. All right. Well, it's doable. And you got a long time. When do we need to raise this by?
Well, the students have to make deposits about 4 times.
Sure.
And so it's broken up into manageable chunks, but that goes into their student account with our travel agency. And so they have a July deposit, an August deposit, and an October deposit.
Wow.
So we have to be completely finished paying for their part of the trip by October.
Okay. So obviously parents and relatives and family may help some of you all as well, but not everybody's going to have the luxury of having a mom and dad that can pay for the trip and things of that nature. So that's why raising money is so important. Let's talk about some of the other things you guys are doing to raise money, right? Ethne, do you want to start? Any other ideas?
I've been doing lemonade stands.
Okay.
And lemonade stands, breakfast burritos, and bizcochos, and also at the 4th of July parade, I got a bunch of little water bottles, and I gave them out to the people who were in the parade, especially those on like riding horses.
Yeah,
'cause
right.
They're very hot, and I had a little GoFundMe sticker on there, and I just gave them the waters, and I was like, if you can donate, it'd really help. But
Well, let's
Just
tell
water.
everybody what the GoFundMe page is. Do you know? Robin, you got it? Okay.
Well, students were encouraged to set up their own individual
Got it.
fundraising
Okay,
method.
great.
So several of them do have a GoFundMe, and they're welcome to share that on air if they would like to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we have also been taking donations that just come in, contacting me by email. And so I use my school email address for that, and it's Robin, spelled like the bird, dot Irving, IRVING, at carlsbadschools.net.
Okay.
But if the students would like to share some more about their individual accounts, you guys can certainly weigh in.
I mean, there's a lot of people that ask to raise money all the time. Organizations ask to raise money all the time. But I would say, and anybody that wants to question it, my phone number is on the website. You look it up and give me a call. This is probably one of the more worthy causes to raise money for. Right? Have any of you ever been to New York before? Any of you? No. Robin, I assume you have.
once.
You've been once. Then you were in Manhattan, the big island, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Okay. I have too. I spent 2 days there only in the middle of January, and it was beautiful weather. It was perfect. I couldn't even believe it. I still got to see the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center, but I've never been back, right? So if you've never been or if you've only been once, it's definitely a great trip. And then I would think, Robin and I are going to reminisce a little bit, right, when we were in high school, but the idea of being like a junior or a senior in high school or a freshman in college, right, because since you're both, would be the idea of going to New York with all your friends would just be incredible. Like that is just a once-in-a-lifetime trip. And so I'm very jealous, right? This is Robin, like she's like actually living through you guys, right? That's what you're doing, right? You get to go to New York, you get to go to New York and pretend you're in high school all over again,
Sure.
which is
Like,
incredible.
Without Miss Irving, we wouldn't be able to do this at all.
Okay, nice. I mean, I've heard nothing but positive things about you, Robin. So I guess we should, I should believe them.
They
Is that
rehearsed
true?
it just
Yes.
like I paid them to.
No, yeah, right. Yeah. Is she bribing you with some pizza later or something?
Some money.
All right. So let's do this. We've got about 10 minutes left or so, but I mean, and we'll chat more a little bit, of course, about everything. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that people know how to donate, right? So the first things first, Robin, tell us how people can donate in general to the organization that goes like the pools for everybody. Like, go ahead and give us some of that.
Yeah, I appreciate just being contacted directly, and so that email address is a great way to do that, and that's school approved, and so I've enjoyed getting to work with the community, talking to the city of Carlsbad and the mayor, and we really appreciate their support. Other organizations have also stepped up and have said really positive things about the trip, and they're excited about it. So we like drumming up excitement in the community, and so I love to be contacted. I can give people more information about how to donate. And then, like we said, several of these students have individual GoFundMes and different ways that their friends and family and the community can donate to them directly. if they
So
want to.
robin.irving@carlsbadschools.net.
That's
How do you
correct.
prefer donations? Is cash fine, check fine? How do you do it? Or is it all forms of payment okay?
Most all forms of payment are fine, and if someone is writing a check to our organization, they can make it to the CECHS Choir, or spell it out, the Carlsbad Early College High School Choir.
Okay. CECHS.
That's
right. That makes
correct.
that's a good acronym for that. Perfect. Okay. Now the students that are here, I definitely want you to mention your GoFundMes or whatever, however you're raising money, but I also want you to feel free to mention some of your classmates as well, since they weren't able to make it today. Is there a location, Robin, where I can go online or somewhere and kind of have a link to all of the students' donation to areas to make it pretty simple? No? You can go hunting for it a little bit. So let's go ahead and start with that. Go ahead, Ethne, start with yours.
It's loading. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Anybody else knows this? Angelique, do you know yours? No, but so what did you set up?
I set up one like ages ago, but I haven't like done anything.
The
with it.
GoFundMe page, you set it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, so the whole point of being here, I think, is like for you guys to take donations, right? And I would think that maybe your main donation portal, being the GoFundMe page, I want to spend a little bit of time on, plus you can obviously promote it through your social media as well, right? Which would be the biggest thing, which is how you guys are going to communicate, Francisco, do you know yours?
I haven't set up one yet.
Okay, so you haven't said one yet. Robin, we're putting them on notice, I think, is what we're doing. Now, I know you guys have some time, right? But you have less than 6 months, right? It's July now. You're going to November. You've got an August deposit. A July deposit, has it already been made, Robin, or are we still going to make that one?
No, it has yet to be made.
See?
For
All right.
each individual student.
Star, are you going to be the star of the show and tell us you're all set up already?
I haven't set up one yet, but we've been doing fundraisers as well.
Okay.
So 4th of July, we went and we sold Mexican popsicles.
Nice.
Around the beach and then around my neighborhood.
Paletas, right? I love those things.
So we did that, and then we're still deciding on what to do next.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to, for a second, you guys should get all your GoFundMes. Get it organized, all right? You got yours up now, Ethne? Let's hear it.
It's off GoFundMe, and it's labeled NYC Carnegie Hall Choir Trip Ethne Flores.
Okay. One more time.
NYC Carnegie Hall Choir Trip Ethne Flores, ETHNIFLOREZ on
Okay.
GoFundMe.
Great. So you're on GoFundMe. You don't have to tell us the amount that you've raised thus far. We're going to let you tell us later when you reach a higher amount, because I'm pretty. You guys sound like you just got started, but that's good. So if you go to GoFundMe, for anybody that's listening, go to GoFundMe, right? GoFundMe.com, and then or just Google GoFundMe, right? And then chances are you get in there, you type in Carlsbad Early College High School, right, or Carnegie Hall or something like that. You're going to get to a list of students that are all raising funds to go to Carnegie Hall. Most live in this community, but you may find some in other parts of the community, and those students that we don't know probably need help getting there as well, right? So if you find somebody who wants to go to Carnegie Hall, donate a little bit of money. It's fine either way. What else are you guys doing to try to raise funds? Are we doing car washes? Are we doing bake sales? Obviously, you guys are going to be at farmers markets on Thursday nights, then downtown Carlsbad, raising funds. So this is a real student-driven fundraiser, Robin?
Yes, we have talked a lot about what kinds of fundraisers that we want to do, and we've already been able to do a couple before school ended.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we're raising money collectively, that's great to make the check to the choir, and then I have the opportunity to be able to distribute those funds directly into the student accounts that are
Right.
made through the travel agency. So doing it that way, everybody gets a portion of that. And then the students were also encouraged to go ahead and do individual fundraising, and so they've been out in the community, like they said, selling different things on their own. That was completely student motivated. I love that they have great ideas of what works for them and their families and their time, their
Right.
what they can do around their work schedules and things. So I think a lot of them have had different ideas. I think we've had some students that did an individual calendar squares. We've seen some students do well with that too. We worked with McAllister's back in April and did a fundraiser with them where we received 20% of the profits of sales from the April 4th sales that people came and had dinner at McAllister's, and we really appreciate McAllister's for doing that with us. And we're looking into possibly working with other restaurants, and if there's some that are hearing this program that would like to reach out and contact me, if there's an interest there, we would love to work with different restaurants to partner with them to receive donations from sales.
Perfect. So it's summertime right now, right, kids? So we're not going to school. Are any of you in school? Is early college? Does it go during the summer at all?
Kids can take like college classes over
summer
the summer,
classes.
but most of them are online classes, so they can still like fundraise and stuff.
So in
during that.
addition to fundraising for the Carnegie Hall, I mean, out of curiosity, what are you young people doing with your summer? Ethne, do you have a job? Are you just partying the whole summer, or how's it going?
I've been fundraising a lot. Tomorrow I'm planning on doing another lemonade stand.
All right.
And I've also just been working on other extracurricular activities. Like I'm in a play, and I do tennis.
Wow, excellent. That's wonderful. So your lemonade stand, you kind of set it up on and off throughout the summer, right, when you have the time. So where was somebody listening to this, because this is going to air 2 weeks from when it's recorded, right? So where would somebody listening to this maybe find your lemonade stand to cruise by to see if you're open?
I just do it at my house.
Yeah,
I have
right.
a lemonade stand. It's 501 West Chapman Road, and my tia usually posts if I do something. She has Facebook. Her name is Ana Ramirez.
Okay.
And that's how I let people know I'm doing something.
I think that's excellent. And I love this community for the point that you can like give that information out and everything's cool. You know what I mean? Because not every place you can do that. It's like for sure. Angelique, how have you been using your summer?
Mostly I've just been working,
Oh, yeah?
honestly.
Where do you work at? Do you don't mind?
I used to work at Starbucks, and now I work at McAllister's.
Okay.
And it's kind of easier to just like focus on work because we get into that rhythm in the early college. We have to have some type of internship or job while being there to make up like the seat hours that we miss by not being an actual like in class high school 24/7.
Right.
So it's mostly been work.
That's great.
Just grind.
That's what you have to do. Plus, I like McAllister's anyways. It must be free food if you work at McAllister's or discount or something.
Oh yeah.
I feel like actually now I think I recognize you because we go there all the time. Francisco, what are you doing with your summer?
I've been mostly working.
Okay.
Yes, I work at the Clark Farm.
Nice. Yes. Excellent. We love that place.
Yes.
And the plants are the best deal anyways, right? And our whole yard is full of them. I have to prevent my wife from going to the Clark Farm because there's more plants than we can ever plant, and then she'll turn around and I have to tell her, so you can't buy new ones until you actually put the ones you bought already in pots, Yeah. But yeah, we love Clark Farms. What a great job. That's excellent. And also fundraising, of course. Yes. He'll have a GoFundMe set up pretty soon, so make sure that you look for that. Yeah. Right, Francisco? Yes. All right, Star, how you doing?
Good. So I just do work. I work at Body Evolution.
Oh, yeah.
So that's mainly what I've been doing. And then, like, all the checks that I do, like, I just put a percentage out just for the trip.
Nice. That's very, very smart. So which location are you working at?
I work both, but mainly I work the north location in South Canal.
Yeah.
So that's where I work.
All right. Excellent. That's very good. I appreciate all of that. It wasn't a day that went by, a minute when I turned 16 that my parents didn't force me to have a job. So I appreciate all of you working very hard. So let's go ahead and one more time kind of inform everybody, Robin, if you're a business and you want to donate a portion of your proceeds, you should definitely do that. You can email you at robin.irving@carlsbadschools.net. That's the best way?
That's correct.
Okay, so make sure that you do that. Does Early College High School have a Facebook page?
No, we do not.
No, okay. So a lot of those things are very, when it comes to colleges, when it comes to government agencies, high schools and stuff like that, they're very restrictive on like what type of social media you can, what type of social media you can't. That's why I wanted to ask that question because you never know. I will do my best to promote it, right? I will give you guys my email address. You can all have a card and disperse it around to all your friends. When you create a GoFundMe page, right, or whatever online fundraising apparatus or application that you choose to use, right, you can have your students send it to chandlerbroadcasting@gmail.com, and then on top, then what we'll do is we'll promote it, right? We'll put it on the website as well. So what we can try to do is we can kind of like just the KCCC 9:30 a.m. will be the place that you can go. It'll be right at the top where it'll have a link to everybody's GoFundMe or whatever online they're raising for any student that wants to email that to me, right? And then we'll just start promoting that via social media. And that way, if somebody wants to donate, they can just blindly go to whatever one website and have it all there. So we'll try to start doing that, right? So people can go to that website, kccc930am.com, and have like one click to help you guys donate. If you also, Robin, please make sure you email me if you're going to do a big event, if you're going to do a car wash one day, or you're going to be selling cupcakes or whatever down by the river, just let me know, right? And the website and the Facebook page will place for everybody to come and to look at that. And then I think that's it. Let's do some closing statements, right? So I'm going to ask a question have you ever been on the radio before, right? That'll be my first question. And then I want you guys to tell me what it is you like about the early college choir so much. So, Ethne, let's start with you.
I've never been on a radio before, so this is new. It's cool, though.
All right.
I really love the early college choir just because I get to sing really fun songs, and it's really a break from school. And I look forward to it every day, and I get to see my friends there as well. And Miss Irving goes above and beyond all the time. So she really makes it a great place.
That's excellent. Angelique, what do you got?
I think I really enjoy the early college choir because I've learned so much about myself, about singing in general, and I'm a little section leader for the altos in the choir. Okay. So I learn a lot about like helping out other people in music and how people look at their music and what they think, like how they read their music and how it helps them. And a lot of techniques, and just being able to push myself when it comes to choir is something amazing.
Excellent. That's such a good answer. Francisco, have you ever been on the radio before?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I love Miss Irving, of course. She just makes the class like a great place. And so, yeah, I love the music that she chooses. We get to experience and sing a bunch of different languages. And that's something very, very amazing, I guess, to learn different cultures and just like know maybe how to speak, I guess, because I never knew I would be able to speak German, and yeah, I did.
Yeah, that is so cool, right? Anytime you learn something new and expand your horizons that you're unfamiliar with is always a good thing. You always benefit from that, I think, always. Star?
I've never been in the radio, but I really love the choir because of the positive vibes that Miss Irving puts out on us. and like she always goes above and beyond for us. It's always amazing to go and walk into the classroom, because it's always gonna be a good time with Miss Irving. And I forgot what I was gonna say. But I really do love choir. I don't think I would ever I would have stayed if it wasn't for Miss Irving.
And how excited are all of you for a trip to New York?
So excited.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. There's no question about it. Miss Irving, I don't feel like I can call you Robin in this group, right? Mrs. Irving, would you like to close it up for us?
Sure. I've got great students, haven't I?
Yes, you do.
They are all stars, and it makes my job so much fun. And like they've said, we try to do a lot of different kinds of music. We do a lot of different opportunities. Anything that I can hear about or find for this group, I'm going to go after it. We believe in dreaming big in our choir, and the students have had really cool opportunities just even within the last few years. We've had a large number of our students that audition for the New Mexico All-State Choir and win. We've had a big number of students audition for the All-Nationals Honor Choir and win, one of whom is Francisco over here. He's been to All-Nationals. He got to go to Washington, D.C. last fall. We have students that audition for the Carnegie Hall Honor Choir, so we've had every year a student that has gone from our own choir to Carnegie, and I started thinking years ago, wouldn't it be cool if the whole choir could have that growth experience, not just one student at a time, and then they could all come back jazzed and excited and having learned so many things. So I love that, and that was the motivation on trying to get us there. Both the getting to work with Ola Gjeilo, the Norwegian composer, but also just having the experience of the growth and getting to sing with other people, other conductors, other choirs. That's so important for these students, just to get out of our bubble here and learn things that are new and really open their horizons. So I'm really excited about it too.
That's great. Robin, Ethne, Angelique, Francisco, Star. Thank you very much for coming on the program today.
You're the best, Johnny. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.